Hey guys, welcome back to the Hold It Project. As you can hear, it's awfully noisy behind me today. All the semis. Anyway, this week we're gonna work on the old engine block here. And we've got our cross plugs. We're gonna get those put in. Got our plastic gauge. We're gonna get the crank set back in there. Get it torqued down. Check all of our tolerances, make sure everything's gonna be good there. Got to clean up the caps here first, which that won't take long. Get our rear main seal set, and just keep muddling along through here. Hopefully we've got time to get all this stuff done. So we're gonna work on it for a while tonight. I'll kind of walk you through how I'm gonna do this, and we'll go from there. All right, so how I do this, some people do it differently. It all depends on how you want to do it. I've put these freeze plugs in with no sealant around them, and they seal up just fine. This one's a little bit different, and I'll show you. So you'll see there's a collar inside there, and your plug fits on there, and you tap it into the block, and then you can see here that it's concaved. So these go in, you tap them in there, and then you hit them in the center, and it expands them tight. That being said, to kind of help the process out, I'm going to use the Permatex Aviation Forma Gasket. I like this stuff. It's easy to apply. It always makes a nice seal. I've never had any issues with it. You can use it carb base gaskets. You can use it for head gaskets to get them to stick. Intake gaskets, whatever you want to use it for. It's good stuff. Part number 80019. So I'll kind of show you here. I'm just going to put a little bit on this mating surface in here, and then I'll install a couple of these. You guys can watch, and then I'll finish them up off camera, and then we will get these cleaned, and we'll start working our way through reinstalling the crank. So I'll set you up over here, hopefully somewhere that you can kind of see. Might be able to see. Okay, so as you can see, that one's in there. You can tell by the sound when it bottoms out, and we're just going to take a punch and hit the center of it. So kind of show you a little closer here. You can see the lip all the way around is consistent. Same with this one. This top side could use just a little bit more. Okay. Those are both fully seated. We'll do one more. Not the easiest to do with one hand. There you go. And then all you're going to do, you could probably use the ball peen end of this, and you're just going to hit them in the middle just to expand them a little bit, even though they're already a tight fit. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these and be back here in just a second. All right, well, we're back. We've had multiple interruptions so far since we've been out here, but I was working while I was talking. So, and now the dog's hollering. Anyway, here's where we're at. These guys are in, and once you get these in, you kind of beat the center down just a little bit to expand the plug and seat it tightly in its place here in its seat. So how I did it, I just used the back of a ball peen, put it in the middle, and then hit that end, the other end of it with another hammer. You can use a punch, you can use whatever. I just wanted it to be more of a uniform look. Same with this side. I didn't go crazy on them. Could probably do a little bit more on that one. And then I put these two up front here. These two here, just used an 8mm socket. Again, used my aviation gasket around the outside and put those in place there. And then I flipped the block over and cleaned up the crank bearings here. Just lightly used a bit of Scotch-Brite on them just to clean them up. Make sure there's no debris underneath them when you set them in here. They all have a detent, so they can only go in one way. And then once you get those set in place, we can gently put our crankshaft in place, and then I'll show you how to use the plastigauge here in a second. So I should say, before we can do that, we have to polish the crank first. So that's what we're going to work on next. We're going to clean up a space here. This timing cover needs to go start soaking. We'll move some stuff around here, put some new rags down so I can polish that crank, and I'll kind of show you how to do that here in just a couple minutes. The kit that I ordered, we're gonna have extras of these. This big one won't get used. Not all of these will get used. It was kind of the kit from Caddy Daddy, but it supports multiple different engine sizes and styles. But worked out pretty well so far. Oh, this was the other thing I want to show you. So this is that tray that sits under the intake. I didn't realize that it was metal, and I also didn't realize that it's painted. So that's been soaking. Pull that out, and we'll put that timing cover in here and get it soaking. Kind of a back and forth process here, cleaning stuff up while I'm working on the block. So anyway, rear main seal goes in here, obviously. So I'll be back with you here in a minute once I get this table cleaned up and we can get this crank set up here. All right, got her all set up here. And just threw some screwdrivers down the welding table here. So that can't fall off, not that it would, you know, it weighs a metric ton. So basically we're just gonna use green Scotch-Brite. Clean these up. I'm not pushing very hard, just light. Clean that up. And then all I've got down here, we'll see how it works. Got some metal polishing cream. And we'll just polish these up. The Scotch-Brite is not gonna take metal away. So I'll just kind of show you here quick. It's just cleaning them up. Looks pretty good. Hey. Guard dog. So I'll kind of show you again here. You can see that it's got, if this thing would focus. You can see how it's just kind of cleaning that up. So that's all we're gonna do. So I'll get to work on this, and I'll bring you guys in from time to time and kind of show you where we're at. Let's see if you guys can see this here. If you can barely see that center line. And then now look down here. You can see it a lot better. It starts to go away. And that's really all we're doing, is we're just cleaning up little stuff. Like there's a little nick there. I'm not sure how that got there, but you can see how dirty it all is. Again here, you can see that center line there. We're just cleaning all this stuff up. We'll polish it up, make it look nice. This one here looks pretty good. That cleaned up good. So that's really all we're after. And then once you hit it with polish, I'll kind of show you that process, how I do it anyway. And we'll keep going. You can buy longer or bigger sheets of this and cut long thin strips. Makes it a lot easier. I didn't have any laying around, so I'm just using the short one. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. Just go around, clean everything up, try to get these lines as cleaned up as you can get them, and then you can hand polish it. There's our casting number on the crank. Man, I've seen about 20 classic cars drive by here tonight. Too bad this old girl wasn't out on the road yet. She'll get there. She'll get there. Believe you me. All right, well, I'm gonna put you guys on fast forward, and I'm gonna put on some tunes. So I just want to show you. You can see that one's been polished. Well, scotch brighted. That one. That one. That one. Now if you look at that, compared to that, see how much cleaner that is? And then you get the polish on it after, and that's what really brings it around. I don't know how well this polish I have down here is going to work. It might not at all. You can use Brasso, you can use, there's 100 different things you can use. But yeah, it's cleaning up pretty good. Moving right along. Alright, so that part's pretty well done. We're gonna start polishing with this here and see how that goes. If we need to go back and touch up some stuff, we will. But Jesus, somebody bench pressed on the lid. Take your lid off here. Grab you some polish, throw her on there, like so. I'll set you back over here. Grab your microfiber and just start polishing away. You can see how dirty it is. Pretty tedious. Pretty tedious work here, but very necessary. Crankshaft has to be nice. Take a little clean spot here. Not working too bad. Yeah, not bad. Clean, smooth. So anyway, I'm gonna put the music back on and keep after. All right, well, here's where we're at. She's all polished. Everything was clean. Set it down in the block. Ready to check everything with plastigauge. I gotta clean the caps still. And then put those on and torque them to spec. I think the spec is somewhere 90 to 100 foot-pounds. I'll have to look. But that's gonna do it for tonight. That took forever. It's almost dark out. Getting there. Not much daylight left. Shop dog is completely lost interest at this point. So tomorrow we'll be back down here. We'll get the main bearings cleaned up, the caps cleaned up, get everything reassembled here with our plastigauge. check our spec. If everything's good, we'll pull the crank back out, get it loaded up with assembly lube, get it set back in place, and get our main caps torqued down. And yeah, carry on from there. Making progress. So that'll be it for tonight. See you guys tomorrow. All right, well, it's the next day. We're back down at the shop. I got home from work today, and I think we got our brake booster. Check this out. Let's do a quick unboxing. It was stapled. Oh, baby. Let's get that out of there. Look at that. Dual reservoir. That will be nice. So it's supposed to have the correct plate to bolt up to this caddy. This was ordered specific, except for it's a dual reservoir, so we're gonna have to adjust some brake lines, which is fine. This car's gonna have nicer brakes on it than my 66 Impala does. That old girl's still got the single reservoir on it. But anyway, there she is. That was kind of a little bonus for the day. On to this. So we're gonna get the caps cleaned up, and then we'll go ahead and do our plastigauge. So let me get these caps cleaned up, and I'll be back with you here in a bit. All right, we're back, and we're ready to show you this. So I don't know if you can see that. That's plastigauge, and basically all you do is set it you might be able to see that, you might not, it's tiny. Set that on there. Put your cap on. Take your 2 bolts here. Get your torque wrench. Torque spec's 90 to 100 foot-pounds. So we just set it on 95. Plug your bolts down in. I'll set you guys here. Hopefully you can see. Okay, torque those. Take your bolts back out. Get your rubber mallet. Take your cap off. Now you can see how it's crushed. Hopefully you can see that. It's right at 2 thousandths, and that is in spec. So that's perfect. So that's it. You're gonna repeat the process on all your main caps. Check the tolerance for each one. Make sure that each one is within specifications. Once you know they're all in spec, pull this back apart. Get your rear main seal put in. Lubricate with engine assembly lube, everything, and then put it back together and retorque it all down. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the rest of these, and I'll come back to you here in a minute. All right, everybody's ready. Put a nice decent amount in here. This is what I'm using. You can use whatever you want. I brought down the Slick 50, as I'll show you up here. I've used this quite a bit. Ultra Slick, whatever you want to call it. It works pretty good too. Whatever your flavor is. Thought I'd try out this other stuff here this time. Put it all in here. And don't forget to put some on the front and the rear. Down in there, that's your thrust. Thrust plate action, the back and forth movement of the crank, and there is a specification for that once you get everything together and torqued down. Also, it's good practice to put a little bit of lube on your rear main seal. Because when you're doing initial startup, if that's dry, you'll just burn it up. So just because I felt like being different, I'd use the red. Now the other thing here is to put a little bit of sealant on the ends of your rear main. Let that set up for a minute. While that's setting up, we'll go ahead and put the other part of our rear main in this cap here. The thicker part, if you can see that, this is the thick side, goes towards the rear. And when you put these in, best practice, push on the ends to fit it down in there. If you start pushing down in the center of it, you can deform your sealing surface here. So we'll do the same here. And we'll start getting our bearings lubed up. Get your crank set in place. And then now you can start putting on your caps. Yellow. Oh, down here at the shop, working on the caddy engine. This one up. I went to go upload the video to do some editing last night to see that my video end had gotten messed up, so we're down here real quick recording it again. Got to make it quick. The old lady's gonna take me out for birthday dinner tonight, so just want to do a quick recap what we got done. Doesn't seem like a ton, but it's a lot of time consuming stuff. Got all the frost plugs put in. No big deal there. Those three, these guys over here. Got these frost plugs in the front put in. Got everything finished up here. Hand polished the crank. Checked all the main caps with plastigauge. Everything was within spec for that. Redid everything with assembly lube. Put it all back together. Put the rear main seal in and got it sealed up hopefully good. Crank spins nicely in the main caps, so that's a huge deal. Yeah, so making progress. What we've got left is obviously a ton, but hopefully next week we can get some pistons put in it. Still have to get the rings out of this guy. It's soaking in diesel 911. Hopefully that helps out. I haven't really worked on getting that out, but that'll be one of the main focuses this week. Get all the rings put on those pistons. Check all of those bearings with plastigauge on those as well. And hopefully, with a little bit of luck, we can get the pistons in, maybe get that cam installed, get the lifters set in place. Yeah, so plucking away, little bits at a time. So anyway, appreciate everybody watching, as usual. Feel free to check out the Facebook page, like the videos, subscribe, follow along with us as we continue on the journey here with Lil Debby's 390. All right, we will see you in the next one, and have a good one.